Today on Towel Flitter Mouse, we're going to test shotgun slugs made out of jacks. And this is an idea many people have suggested us to try. When I was growing up, Legos and Hot Wheel cars were the cool toys. I don't recall anyone playing jacks when I was a kid. But I'll tell you what, stepping on a jack would definitely be a lot worse than stepping on a Lego piece. So that begs the question, how effective would a shotgun slug be that is made out of jacks? Lucky for us, Brian from Northern California decided to make some slugs out of jacks. There are 10 metal jacks in each slug. The jacks are suspended in an epoxy resin, and upon impact, they're supposed to break apart and release all the jacks into the target. You'll notice the slugs are quite long. They're about 1.5 inches long. That's just under 40 millimeters. And in order to stabilize these very long slugs, we'll need a fully rifled shotgun. And with that, we should be able to get these to spin around 30,000 RPM at a velocity of around 15 to 1600 feet per second. We'll be using a Ballistic Products obturator gas seal. In front of that, a penny. The penny is used to distribute the forces evenly across the base of the slug. And finally, surrounding the slug, we have a 2-piece discarding sabot. Now it's time to find out if the jack slug is the war crime we imagine it to be, or if it's just a little bit ridiculous. Either way, we're going to find out and have fun in the process.
Hey guys, Lonzo back on the show. Today, interesting round. Jacks, like the toy. How long ago was that? Probably the 50s, 60s, you think?
It's got to be like the 1800s or
yeah,
older.
I don't even know where Brian from Northern Cal, where you got these, but they look cool. So they're 5/8 ounce in epoxy. So there's 10 of them inside this. So it should be very interesting. You have anything else to add to that?
All I can say is a lot of people are going to say you should have shot them loose. I think that would be very weak. It'd be less powerful than birdshot because I think a lot of them would just shatter. The epoxy is going to keep them all bound together as one complete unit and combine all their energy into one solid slug.
We're going to shoot Daryl, Brandon, whatever his name is.
Daryl.
I'm learning.
His other brother, Daryl.
Yeah, so we're at 15 yards right now, and then we're going to see how it goes. Either make it longer or shorten it up.
Yeah.
But looking forward to shooting it. We'll see what it does.
It's a hot day today, baby. Woo! Okay, I'm ready when you are.
Ready. Oh, you didn't move.
Any rudder reading?
Nope.
Ah, darn it.
Ready.
Okay, let's evaluate the flight of the slug. Here it comes, spinning very well, so we had good engagement with the rifling. Accuracy was pretty decent. It only drifted a little bit to the right, and overall, a very promising first shot.
Any thoughts so far on it?
So that shot was a little heavier than I thought. So, I mean, I felt it a little bit. Obviously, he rocked a little bit, but I couldn't see anything. He didn't fall over.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so walking up on it, I mean, there's a clear hole in there. Didn't go all the way through, but...
Yeah, we got to see if that epoxy shatters. It's got to, for these to function properly, they have to shatter. Oh, look at that. Oh, partial
okay.
shattering.
So, yeah.
Okay, just kind of hold it still there. So yeah, it kind of shattered it, which is a good sign. Hopefully, when it hits gel or something, it's going to shatter.
Yeah, you can see.
Maybe we could. And all those and those are metal jacks, and those broke up into little pieces. It's not too bad.
It didn't go all the way through.
It looked like it was pretty good accuracy. Not bad. Okay.
Yeah, some of those jacks broke up, but
yeah, they're not very strong. They're probably, I would hate to step on those, but if you did, they'd probably break if you stepped on them.
Are they the first Legos?
Yeah, they're worse than
Step on them?
Legos,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
For sure.
People are gonna be mad that you call them Legos instead of Lego. People get really upset about that for some reason.
I'm not that old.
Oh, okay. You ready?
You gotta call it. You gotta say the famous words.
Go!
Oh. Woo-hoo.
Go!
Now, shot number 1 looked quite promising accuracy-wise. Shot 2, not so accurate. Now, on the bright side, the damage to the wet magazine was pretty impressive. Just tore those things apart. Usually, we don't break the tape or anything like that. Well, let's take a closer look at the damage.
Hey, that one went a little bit cattywampus on us, but you still hit the magazines or the catalogs.
So I was dead center.
You're aiming dead center, and it
hits. That was low left.
Look how it bored through there.
You see that? Is it lined up?
No.
Let me see.
I believe you. I saw some light earlier.
You see that? That's the Greg wiggle.
There you go.
Okay. No, it went all the way through that. Look.
Jeez. Okay.
Back half over here.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever blown the entire back out of it before, so that's kind of impressive.
Yeah, that's fun.
Harry, maybe you want to cut it open.
Oh, interesting. What is this?
It's a knife.
What am I supposed to do with that, Jeff?
It's for cutting things.
That's not a knife. This is a knife.
That's a knife.
Cool.
Look at that.
Cool logo. Where did this come from?
From Australia.
Yeah, super cool. So let's check it out.
Yeah, the company sent us that knife. They actually sent it to Greg, and then Greg gave it to me, and then I have forgotten to show it on my channel. Beautiful knife.
I mean, I don't even know if it's worth opening the pages, man. Look at that.
Yeah, there's not much. It's just a giant, gory hole.
Again, funny. Yeah, look at that. Just all the way through. Page 537 on the second book is when it just kind of ripped.
That one's been soaking for about 3 days too, so it had a lot of water in it.
Still in there.
Pretty impressive. And then you found it on the ground, right?
Yeah, so it was probably 2 feet away, and it kind of looks very similar to that first one on Daryl. Yeah, it just kind of went maybe what, you think, a 1/4 inch down or longer?
Probably about 1/4 inch or something.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know what the gel's gonna do to it. These almost need like a little hollow point or something to help them out.
Yeah, so this one fragmented all the way down a little bit, so maybe we'll get some cool stuff on the gel, but that's very interesting.
Yeah. With this old school printer, it's like, I gotta get rid of this. Why am I saving this stupid printer in my garage? So it's become a target. Okay, I'm ready when you are. Oh, not bad.
That was good.
Not bad. That was a little more reactive than I expected.
Now, this is the most accurate one so far. He actually hit the sticker this time. Now, I think what we're seeing so far is just minor differences between the way the jacks are stacked inside the slug. The balance might be a little bit different on some. The center of gravity might be a little bit different. And we're definitely seeing that as far as our accuracy goes, the terminal impacts.
Gave me a little more hope for these things as far as accuracy goes.
Yeah, so a little top right, but all the way through.
Yeah.
Total carnage on that one.
They just spit all kinds of crap out of there. I didn't expect it to be that exciting, to be honest. I thought a couple pieces of plastic or something, you know.
I hope you don't mind, I'm not sticking my finger in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of sharp things in there.
But we did find the base of it, and it chewed it up pretty good. All the way, crunched it. There's like probably 3 jacks left in there.
Oh, okay. That's promising.
Maybe 2 or 3, yeah.
So when you're hitting something hard enough, I guess it'll cause it to shatter.
Break it up, yeah. I'll be interested to see when we hit like some gel.
Yeah. Well, we got some gel coming up here.
Stay in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's 90 degrees out here, just so you guys know.
Yeah.
So
it's
doing a little bit of a
and we're not used to that 90 degrees yet. That's the problem.
Yeah.
We're not acclimated. Okay, Lonzo, what's next?
I have no idea what you call this, but you called it a Bigfoot neck?
It's a Sasquatch, simulated Sasquatch neck. We got some flesh and bone in there. People kind of liked it before. I was able to reuse the bone out of one of those head targets from Clear Ballistics. It's like, hey, I can reuse that.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
So we're gonna see what it does to bone when it strikes, going through flesh and hitting bone.
We'll put it straight.
The chicks love that target though. They love it. Okay, I'm ready.
Ready.
Another accurate shot. Good job, Lonzo. Good job, Brian. And it certainly looks like he hit the spine. We could see that lot of bone fragments, hundreds of small pieces, and several large chunks. It's pretty interesting how the gel just kind of spit the majority of the spine out the top like that. Overall, a very gruesome and satisfying shot on the simulated Sasquatch neck.
Are we focused? Are we focused? Yeah, that's incredible.
That? And then so I hit here. I think that was kind of.
Oh, you're right. That was the backside. Okay.
Yeah, so it hit here, and it pushed.
It's actually upside down right now. Yeah, it's like a flower pot.
Oh, there we go. Then I hit low.
Yeah, just a tiny bit low. But it was enough to, you hit the bone.
Yep, and then, that is gorgeous if you can see that. All
Okay,
those
let me
little
zoom
pieces
in
of
on
the
that.
jacks in
You
there.
can see all the broken jacks. And the slug stayed in there, amazingly. Amazingly.
So
it must have, the bone must have slowed it down.
Snapped it in half.
Yeah, it's funny because it just spit most of the bone out of the top. I could reuse that. That's the best part. Look at that, just
Right through there.
very, very energetic.
Yeah, that's so cool looking.
That's cool. Yeah. Last shot of that. Hopefully people can see it. Can barely see the screen on this camera.
Oh.
That's the biggest problem. Is it focused, man?
It's very Matrix looking.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm ready when you are. Oh, jeez. Did you damage the table?
Oh.
Man, we were doing so well. This one looks like it had a little bit of a balance issue. And really, the table itself took the brunt of the impact, creating a big old dent in it, but I can hammer that out.
Okay, I'm ready. Oh, not bad.
Although it shot a little bit low, it still managed to, here it comes, jack up the head. That was bad. But as we always say, a hit's a hit. Even when it's not as accurate, it still does a lot of damage. Now again, I think the issue is the slugs just weren't really consistent. Some were a little bit longer than the others, and again, trying to stack all those jacks in a uniform way is almost impossible.
So I'm not sure what it did, but it popped the can out the side of his neck.
Yeah, I had an aluminum can in there that was full of soapy water.
I don't remember seeing this gash right here, so I'm not sure. Maybe in
Something
the slow-mo.
keyholed through that thing.
Yeah, maybe the slow-mo you can see, but
Yeah, that might be old damage. Yeah, I tried to reuse this one a few times before I recast them.
I'm gonna aim a little bit higher.
Okay. Okay, I'm ready. It threw that thing quite a ways.
Well, so far it seems like we have about a 50% chance of these slugs being accurate. This one, dead on accurate. And the amount of energy dumped into that 1 gallon jug was actually pretty impressive. Now the question I have, will the slug that we choose for the gel shot be an accurate one or an inaccurate one? Let's find out.
I guess. I might hit the top of Ken's head.
Okay, I'm ready.
Well, that's
I think
good.
you got it. I think you got it.
Well, fortunately, this one was an accurate one. Now, admittedly, Lonzo was pretty close to the target when he shot, about 10 feet away, maybe 12 feet, but managed to hit dead center, which is good. And as you can see, we had a lot of energy dump, so much that the gel block was thrown quite a good distance. We like to show how much energy the block has by how far it's thrown off the table.
Okay, so it had enough energy to flip that block into the sand. So now we just take some soapy water and it washes off really easy. A lot of people will say you need to put a tarp down. Well, the tarp would be all dirty too. And even if it landed on a tarp, we'd have to wash it off anyway. So why even bother putting a tarp down? That's our philosophy. We thought we were gonna have a problem trying to get a dead center shot with this. So good on you for your placement. However you aimed, you did a good job.
So we were probably 5 or 6 yards away, you know, kind of close because the round was either going super high or low. So it got dead center.
We almost always shoot the gel block really close range anyway. Okay. It's not a sniper contest or nothing.
Really?
Yeah. So what? Okay, let's take a look at the block here.
So you want me to turn it sideways?
No, let's leave it just the way it is.
So hopefully this can show you.
That kind of helps.
Yeah, so the entry's almost dead center, and then you can see a lot of the jacks that are separated in there all the way through. The penny looks like it created its own channel wound and is over here in the middle, and the slug actually tried to escape out the side here. Let me pull that out.
Oh. Yeah, there's the slug. It almost snuck out. I think that was the bottom actually. So it kind of...
Is that part in the front or the bottom?
That was, okay, the aluminum tape was on the back.
Okay.
So I had to give it just a little bit of a wrap just to bulk it up so that we would have super good engagement with the rifling. It's just like a insurance policy that it's going to be a tight enough fit. Whether it needs it or not, I'll put that on there.
So was this a 16-inch block?
16-inch.
So that probably tried to escape around 14, no, maybe 12 inches?
Yeah.
I would say. And that penny is probably at 9.
Yeah. It's a little past the center there.
And then a lot of these jacks, you can see the channel opens up probably 1 inch in, and then a good, I don't know, what is that, 8 inches? 3, maybe 3 channel. And then the penny and that slug start to separate.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, we had that big cavity about 8 inches halfway through the block.
Yeah, in that cavity is a lot of pieces of the jacks in there. Mm-hmm. A lot, actually, maybe.
These are a tough one because they were a really long projectile, and the longer they are, the harder they are to stabilize. And they were light and probably not exactly balanced either. We probably might have had some balance issues with it. I don't know how you would balance something with 10 jacks in it just stacked randomly in there. But overall, I think they did pretty good. As far as meeting FBI standards, as far as penetration, that did it right there, you know? Is it better than a factory slug? Is it better than buckshot? No, but it's just one of those curiosity, those morbid curiosity of what would happen if we shot a shotgun slug full of jacks. An idea that a lot of people have wanted us to do. Okay, Lonzo, you think there's any chance of hitting a target at 50 yards with these?
All right, we're at 50. I bet you the knife that I hit it.
That's a pretty good bet because I don't think there's any chance these slugs, because we had some accuracy issues that there's any chance of you hitting that thing. But anywhere, even a grazing shot, I'll give it to you.
Okay.
You know, even if you graze it. But 50 yards.
Australian cutter. That's the knife I want, not the X-Acto knife.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, I was going to give you the yellow little X-Acto knife.
So we're clear.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. You got it, man. If you can hit it, you'll deserve that.
I gotta hear the words.
Yeah, I'm ready. Oh, wow, that was really bad.
Super low?
Yeah.
I was aiming at the top of his head.
Oh, Oh, wow, that was
Well, it looks like on our last shot here, the 50-yard shot, we got one of the inaccurate ones. I pause it right there just to give you an idea of where the slug is, because it's difficult to see because it's semi-transparent. The slug decided just to kind of nosedive into the ground about 7 yards in front of the target and to the right a little bit. Now, had we used one of the more accurate ones, got lucky, I think Lonzo wouldn't have had any issues hitting the dummy from that range. But it was just hit and miss with these, unfortunately.
when you watch the slow-mo of that slug trying to go 50 yards, you're gonna understand why it missed. It was like a Stuka dive bomber diving down out of the sky. It just decided, oh, I'm flying nice and level, and I'm going to the ground. Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the slow-mo on that one.
Yeah.
Aimed at the top of his head, knowing that it would go a little bit low, and then I just saw dust, and then you said it went short. So
Yeah, and you walked down there, and it was like 7 yards.
7
short.
yards, you can see the little pop mark on the
Yeah,
the road,
yeah.
so.
And then it just flew off a good 100 yards or something. We'll find that later. Months from now, we'll probably find it. You know, we're least expect it.
So not all is bad though. I didn't get the Australian cutter, but I got the box knife.
Yeah, the
Thanks,
Harbor
Jeff.
Freight 50-cent box knife. But
So,
anyway,
let's talk about this round.
okay.
In the beginning, right, we were spot on at 15 yards. It was hitting where we were kind of aiming, and then all of a sudden they just started taking nosedives. A little low, shooting a little lower, and then as you can see at 50, it went extremely low. So I'm not too sure. Like we were talking about with the jacks, you can't get them all, you know, the same way every time in the epoxy. I think that's almost impossible.
Yeah, we got a balance issue. We got again a super long slug. Thing's over 1.5 inches long.
Right.
Very hard to stabilize, but we had stability. We had the spin, but it was just kind of fighting it the whole time.
Yeah, but again, I like shooting stuff, so that was fun. Thanks, Jeff, for inviting me.
Yeah, thank you.
Hopefully, you know, you guys in the comments, you know, put what you thought was going to happen. And the comments, we do read the comments. I read the comments. They're hilarious. So thank you. Remember, it's 90 degrees out here, so it's sweating really bad.
It's awful.
But try to put on some good stuff from the Science Institute office out here. So, so thanks, guys.
Thank you, Lonzo, for being Johnny on the spot.